Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. Very exciting times. First of all, yeah, they're slamming silver, but do we care? No. We're waiting on the gold-silver ratio. But I did have a very long discussion with Miss Jenny Moonstone yesterday, and I really couldn't get my head around what she was talking about when it came to silver until I figured out something else that was in the on Zero Hedge today, and it's like, holy shit. Basically, what's going on right now is the end of silver manipulation, and the Fed is creating a landing strip for these criminal banks who are massively short silver. Huh? What the hell are you talking about, Bix? Silver's down 72 cents at the moment. I'll show you. I'll walk you through it. Actually, Jenny walked me through it, but she didn't know what she was describing. I can tell you exactly what she's describing now. And that discussion will be posted on the private road at roadtoruta.com probably in a couple hours. It's Friday morning, the 7th or something like that. All right. So, yeah, go to roadtoruta.com. It'll be posted in the Jenny Moonstone section. Yeah. So here's what I think is going on. The banks know, Trump knows, everybody knows that silver is the linchpin to the whole unbacked fiat game. If you let silver run wild, you are going to cause a lot of trouble, and especially for a handful of banks that have been controlling the price for a very long time. Those banks, which I've talked about quite a bit lately, are J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Citibank. Wells Fargo has been a massive player all year. So they got roped into the J.P. Morgan, Bank of America lease game and probably subleased it. But the reason I'm so excited right now about could be the potential end is the Fed just gave these very banks billions and trillions of dollars of availability on their balance sheets. $5.5 trillion in balance sheet capacity unlocked, assessing the impact of SLR changes for big banks. What this means, believe it or not, I mean, Powell is basically bailing out the banks again. Or they know they can't stop silver, so they're going to let it run for a certain amount of time and a certain dollar price, and then try to get the hold back. And that dollar price is probably 20x from where it is right now, because from what I can see, the banks that are short silver just got 20x more availability on their balance sheets. And here's the Goldman Sachs analysis right here. Look at this. Bank of America gets the most. So basically they're saying, hey, you can hold losses. You can do anything you want. It's a bailout. Because we use as much leverage as you need. Here's an extra for Bank of America, $1.5 trillion in excess runway that they can play with. And you look at what they are short on the gold and silver derivatives as of today, or March 31st, 61 billion. 61.6 billion. And you run that number, it's 24 times. So Bank of America, which is right here, gets an extra 1.478 in capacity. That's trillion. $1,478 billion in excess capacity that add to their books, which is 24 times what they currently hold in gold and silver derivatives. Now, I'm not saying this is only gold and silver, but I think it is. I think it's just silver. From what Jenny was talking to me about yesterday, that I'll be posting later today, this is a game, and that this game is over. So there's nothing that the Trump administration is going to allow these criminals to do other than expand your balance sheet, because the price of silver has got to go up. We're losing too much silver. It is a national defense issue now, which gives silver the ability to get to, $600-800. That's the number we were thinking a while back with Cliff High's stuff and Penny Kelly's predictions. And everybody and their mother knows silver should be way, way, way above $37, $38. So yes, I was not surprised to see them trying to slam a little bit to get out of as many of the shorts as possible before they let it run. I was not expecting the Fed to give them, the bankers, $1.5 trillion, but look who these bankers are. These are the 5 bankers who benefited the most from this little added capacity. Bank of America, silver rigger. Wells Fargo, silver rigger. JP Morgan, silver rigger. Citibank, silver rigger. Morgan Stanley, silver rigger. Not as big as those guys, but they didn't get as big as a bailout. They only got $743 billion. But Citi's been a massive silver short since way back in the day. This is the last time we were able to see the silver short. It's the fourth quarter. This is the over-the-counter silver short. Fourth quarter 2021, that's when right here Bank of America loaded up on $27 billion worth of silver shorts that was borrowed from JP Morgan Chase at 28. So basically, Citibank borrowed, got leased to it at almost nothing interest rates, all of the JP Morgan silver, 1.2 billion ounces that they stole during the rigging that they got busted for. And their Citibank's always right around there, 7 billion, which is, I think, a permanent SLV short. And Wells Fargo, we know, is knee-deep in it because look at them right here. They were never a big player, ever. And they have a huge problem. They just had to be released from Purgatory 2 a couple of weeks ago when the Fed said, oh, Wells Fargo, you can do whatever you want. Because they got suckered into the leasing game on silver. They're the sublessee, so they're on the hook for it. So they're getting as much as they can to try to give it back to wherever it belongs. Who bought those silver ounces? I don't know. Is it Elon Musk? Probably. Is it Warren Buffett? Most likely. Is it a planned takedown of the silver cabal? Yes, it is, absolutely. And Trump is involved. He knows what's going on. He's not an idiot. So, very exciting times for silver. I'm not saying it won't go to minus $40 before it goes to 600. It can. It's a fake price. It's a derivative. You just click a mouse and say, I'm going to sell 5 quadrillion tons of silver. It doesn't matter. They're derivative ounces. But it does matter when you're a bank and it's on your balance sheet or off your balance sheet. And if the Fed feels it necessary to give $5.5 trillion in excess balance sheet capacity for these banks, you know something big is happening. I think it has to do with silver. And from the Ginny Moonstone reading, it pretty much described exactly what's going on behind the scenes. Pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, I'm very excited about silver, obviously. Now, who's going to stop it? Caroline, there's 2 commissioners left, and they've both given notice at the CFTC. Kristen Johnson, I think she's already out, but for some reason her picture is still there. She was JP Morgan's right-hand regulator. She worked at JP Morgan. And Caroline Pham worked at Citibank. 2 of the biggest silver riggers on the planet are the chairman commissioners at the CFTC, and she gave notice too. Here's the announcement from Kristen Johnson back in May. U.S. CFTC's Johnson says she'll also exit, leaving an empty house for the incoming chair. The last of the sitting commissioners for the U.S. regulator may get top oversight duties over crypto, is leaving along with all her other colleagues, all of them. Maybe CFTC is just going to close up and have an SEC. I don't want any regulators. But people get ripped off. Absolutely. You shouldn't be playing a game where you get ripped off. It's that simple. But there will be. Probably the CFTC is going to be gone, is my guess. And here's a little juicy one. CFTC acting chairwoman Pham removes the head of HR who's investigating her. Nice job, Carolyn Pham. Criminals. They're all criminals, I tell you. Anyway, yeah, very exciting stuff. Monday is the first delivery day. I don't know if we get the numbers on who's demanding delivery and who's going to have to provide it until, I don't know if it's today after the close or Monday. Not sure on that. We'll find out very soon. But very exciting times, obviously. In silver, just hang on to your silver. I know it's been forever. Hang on to it. It's going to 600. I mean, the Fed just gave $600 to $800 silver room to land so that these banks don't go under. And then what happens to the rig, and who the frick knows? Truthfully, who knows? So I'm actually pretty excited that these banks are getting massive amounts of balance sheet leeway because they're going to need it so they won't collapse with the enforcement of the silver rules. You can't lie, cheat, and steal, JP Morgan, Bank of America. You signed up leasing deals that are so insane. And Jenny called that one too about 3 years ago. So anyway, go check out roadtoroot.com. I will be posting the Jenny Moonstone discussion later today. Also, we are giving away 500 T-Fuel. T-Fuel is going to be a monster. But again, all cryptos, that's after the crash. During the crash, you want silver. You want as much physical silver in your own possession. Go to your local coin shop, load up. Call up Andy Shackman at Miles Franklin or send him an email, info@milesfranklin.com, and say, what do you got in inventory? Only get what they get in inventory. Who knows how long this is going to last? A lot of people saying a lot of shit coming down in July, which is next week. Cliff High's data right here. This is July, right there, the big spikes. Something big is coming in July. Could it be the beginnings of the silver release? I think so. Why not? We've been waiting long enough. The world is running out of silver, obviously. It's in such trouble, the supply of silver, that Jeffrey Christian has to come out every 2 minutes now and say, no, there's lots of silver. And yesterday on my channel, I talked about the game of leasing silver to fulfill delivery demands. So somebody demands delivery. You got a short, for example, Wells Fargo. They don't have any silver. They're like, oh shit, what do? I'm going to lease it from JP Morgan for 1 month or 2 months. That's why you see all these silver derivatives. If you look at them, the vast majority of the silver derivatives are less than a year. It's a month-to-month rollover. Just keep rolling it over and rolling it over. I swear that the price is going to get low enough that I can cover, but it never does. And these banksters just continue the con. And with no regulators, no one's watching the hen house now. Anything can happen. They can set the price to minus $40. I've been saying that forever. They did it with oil, which is a much bigger market than the silver market. They could easily do it with silver. But they can easily set it at $1 million an ounce too. The price is fake. 99% of those trades on the COMEX going back and forth to the banks, trading with each other. All orchestrated by a guy named Vinny Viola of Virtu Financial, who's an authorized participant of SLV. Tell me why a high-frequency trading company and market maker in high-frequency trading computer experts is a custodian in SLV. That's insane. Anyway, that's what I got for you today. Crazy days. Private road members, I'll be posting the Jenny discussion in about an hour or two, so get ready for that one. That's it. Bix Weir, roadtoroot.com. Good luck out there. I'll talk to you later.